And where are we on this case?
I reached out, the attorney that was here before took my email, never reached out to me. I reached out to Park Ridge. I got an email a day before I had to come here stating that, talk to the attorney, you owe the money. That was it. No mediation, no nothing. And I brought the emails too, so just in case.
This case wastes no time throwing us straight into the storm. Picture this, a tenant standing in court juggling overdue balances, broken utilities, and a landlord who won't even fix the hot water heater. Add in late fees piling higher than interest on a payday loan, and you've got the recipe for a showdown. At the center of it all, Judge Simpson. Known for sharp wit and a no-nonsense approach, he has the power to cut through excuses or expose the messy truth behind housing disputes. What's coming is more than just numbers on a ledger. It's about survival, dignity, and whether justice means payment or fairness. And let's be real, when someone says their life sounds like a country song, you know it's about to get messy. Stick with us, because this ride has payment battles, legal loopholes, and plenty of jaw-dropping courtroom exchanges.
So I hadn't heard any contact. I paid May 1528, April 1320. So I'm actively showing that I'm ready to catch up with it, but they won't budge on late fee or anything.
I got it.
And my hot water heater is out. Been out for 3 days. No fixing, no call, no nothing.
You're starting to make this sound like a country song. Hold on.
It is. And
Just hold on.
And by the way, I have not had a mailbox key since I moved in. So they want all this money from me, but don't want to help me. Crazy.
Here the tenant lays it all out. Late fees stacking up, no mailbox key, no hot water for days, and a landlord who seems allergic to communication. This is where legal reality bites. Because under landlord-tenant law, landlords are obligated to maintain basic habitability standards. Hot water is not optional. A missing mailbox key, that's not just inconvenient, it can interfere with receiving court notices or critical bills. Yet despite these failures, the landlord's legal team is still chasing every dime of arrears plus court costs. Here's the kicker. Tenants often think showing proof of payment and hardship equals mercy. In practice, the court still looks at the bottom line balance owed. Audience question: do you think a landlord should have the right to demand late fees if they aren't even fixing essential repairs? Drop your take, because this balance between money and fairness is where most housing battles explode.
And all I asked is, where were we?
And I told you, that's where.
Yeah, I know. You did. You answered my question.
That's where we're at.
All right. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
How much do you show her owing?
I have a current balance, including court costs, of $3,676. I do see that.
$376.
I got $36.50 is what they gave me through email.
Your Honor, the court costs that were added don't include, are less than, well, the court costs that were put on the ledger are less than the actual amount of court costs. If that makes sense. So there was $196 put on the ledger, but the court costs are actually $222.
Okay.
That's all we asked my client.
So she owes 33. She paid that. Now, my understanding, outside of the other matters that she's brought up, is that there was going to be some contact with her regarding resolving the rest of it, because she was making substantial payments.
And I do show a payment of $500 from the day of the last hearing, as well as the 1028 that was to be paid on
the 10th.
Judge Simpson is carefully unpacking the payment history, showing just how detailed these cases can get. The math matters. Every date, every dollar, every receipt. Courts aren't swayed by emotional pleas alone. They want the ledger clean. What's fascinating is the judge's attempt to clarify misaligned timelines. The tenant insists payments were made on one date, while the records show another. This is a subtle but powerful courtroom moment, because accuracy is everything. If a payment doesn't match the schedule, it can shift the balance and change whether eviction proceeds. Notice how Simpson balances firmness with patience. He acknowledges the confusion, but keeps control. For viewers, this is why keeping records is survival in landlord disputes. A single receipt can mean the difference between staying housed and losing everything. Question for you: would you trust the landlord's ledger or keep your own detailed records to fight back?
It's my understanding that there was another 1028 to be paid today. I don't know.
No, it wasn't today. It was the 24th.
Right, because she had to go
That's bi-week.
their week, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the notes say the 17th, but I understand.
No, I set today so that we could make sure that
Perfect.
those payments got in. And then, so that's how we ended up today, but
And just for the record, as far as contact goes, Ms. Gazari has been out of the office
okay,
this week, so.
gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Because when Ms. Hobbs, when you said that, it does not, that is not Ms. Kazari. Okay, she usually gets back to people, which sort of surprised me a bit. Okay, so how much is your monthly rent?
1,028.
That's right. So if she pays another 1,028 on the 24th, then will be at least, her next check won't be until the 7th. And so, but we'll be right at where we are now, monetarily.
Absolutely.
And what you're looking at is not only in terms of repairs, but you're also looking at trying to get them to work something out.
With the late fee at least, because if I keep paying them 1,028 every 2 weeks, I'm still gonna be behind because the late fee keeps building. And then on top of that, I'll never catch up. And then I don't have adequate monetary money for electric bill and other things like that. So I'm like, I can do it, but I'm gonna be sitting in the dark on top of that. And then I'm still owing late fees and still living in a house with no hot water.
This is the human cost of courtroom math. The tenant isn't just fighting numbers, she's facing a no-win scenario. Paying rent means sacrificing electricity, repairs, or even food. Judge Simpson writes down mailbox key, a moment that feels small but signals he's listening. This is classic courtroom tension. The law deals in contracts and balances, but the lived reality is survival. Judges often walk a tightrope here. Too lenient and they're accused of undermining contracts. Too strict and they risk enforcing conditions that border on inhumane. Simpson's role isn't to fix her hot water directly, but his acknowledgement matters. It shows the court notices when landlords cut corners. Viewers, what do you think? Should tenants be able to withhold rent when landlords fail basic repairs, or should rent always come first? This moral tug-of-war is exactly why housing cases stir such heated debate.
No mailbox key since I moved in.
I know, we got, I remember the
Yes.
mailbox key. You want me to write that down?
Yes,
I'll write
write
it
it down.
Mailbox key.
I just now, after hounding email, I just now got my receipt.
Hobbs, you're killing me.
You know,
Just hold
I'm a
on.
law-abiding-
Just hold on a minute. I'm trying
Don't-
to figure out how we get this out to a certain point where somebody can respond to you,
Okay,
because you had a plan in mind of trying to get it paid off. I get it.
I did.
But they can't do anything without approval of their client. If the attorney was out, then that didn't happen because it didn't get back to you.
Okay,
Okay? All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this out. Your next payment is the 24th, right?
right.
So I'm going to set this out 2 weeks to the 31st.
Okay.
May 31st, 2024 at what's that?
Okay.
2 p.m.
Whew.
Okay?
Okay.
We're still good, right?
It's just, I just made them a 1528 payment in May. I still have
Pardon?
I just made that payment in May, that money that I paid on.
Yeah, no,
3rd
I
and
got you.
on the 10th.
Pardon?
I still have other bills to pay as we speak of this month, so they want me to make another $1,028 payment in May.
Well, here's what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is, if you make the 1,028 in May,
Okay,
that stretches the time I can try to work with this case.
I see.
Because then I can say at least as we go into June, the number doesn't go up.
Gotcha.
This is a textbook example of judicial strategy. Simpson knows he can't erase the balance, but he can buy time. By urging the tenant to make the May 24th payment, he's essentially saying, keep the case alive, give me leverage to negotiate. It's a balancing act, ensuring the landlord doesn't spiral deeper into unpaid rent while also preventing an immediate eviction hammer. This approach reflects what many judges do in housing courts nationwide: keep the money flowing while stalling the collapse. What's brilliant here is the tactical adjournment, pushing the case to May 31st. That's not just scheduling, it's leverage. If payments come in, the tenant gets breathing room. If not, the landlord's case strengthens. Audience thought: if you were in Simpson's shoes, would you play for time like this or force a harder resolution now? Let us know how you'd handle it.
You follow me?
I follow you now.
That's,
Okay.
so I need
All right.
you to make the 1,028
It'll be made.
on the 24th.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll adjourn this out to the 31st. Can we check on our hot water heater
Yes, I'm going to be reaching out, Your Honor.
and also the mailbox key?
Yes. Please.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but is there anything else? Stop.
No, I'm alive and I'm about to go back to work because I'm on my lunch break. So good.
Then it's a beautiful day.
It is beautiful.
Okay.
Friday.
And it's
Yes, that's the most beautiful part. All right.
I have one more question. How do I get?
See,
I have
I
to.
knew it.
I'm sorry.
I knew it. She was almost
I
out the
know, I
door,
was
and then
almost
I
out
got
the
another
door.
question.
My brain like that. Do I go to the front of the court where the offices are to try to get a letter stating on what my court date is? Because I just put it in my phone, but I need something for my job. Because if it's after 12, I have to give them reason to.
Hold on. What do you need?
A letter saying that I have court.
This moment shows just how tangled real-life problems become in court. The tenant isn't just worried about payments, she needs official proof of her court date for her job. That might sound small, but think about it. Without that letter, she risks losing income, which would make her already fragile financial situation worse. Judge Simpson immediately recognizes the practical importance and agrees to prepare documentation. This is more than bureaucracy, it's a safeguard against a downward spiral. Courts often appear rigid, but these minor accommodations can decide whether someone keeps their job or falls further behind. What makes this exchange engaging is Simpson's humor. He lightens the mood while still taking her concerns seriously. Viewers weigh in: should courts go further to protect tenants' employment during proceedings, or should the focus remain strictly on rent and balances? This balance of empathy and law is what makes these hearings so gripping.
Which I asked the office where they don't have them.
I hear you.
You know you like me. Just
What?
you know, we're vibing here, Judge Simpson.
Is that what that is?
It's absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know what that was. But
Absolutely.
okay. All right. Here's what I'll do.
Alrighty.
Where'd Ann go? No, we're gonna do something different. You need something that says that you gotta be here on the 31st.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that I was here today.
Okay. Have a seat.
Awesome.
And I am going to do this for you. I will have my staff prepare a letter for you.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I
You
appreciate
didn't want my signature on it.
it. If you want,
No.
even better.
Nope, not doing that. But- I knew she'd take it. Hamilton Crossing versus Felix.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Tia Daniel.
Are you gonna yell at me like Hobbs?
No, I'm
Okay.
definitely not at all.
I'm just checking, I'm checking with everybody, because I can only take but so much in.
In the grass.
Oh, okay, you guys are like, okay, you're, okay, good. All right. Okay, where are we on this? Okay, where are we on this?
Yeah, at the first hearing, Mr. Anderson had stated that he was planning to pay, about $915,
Yes.
by noon today.
Did you get that paid?
No, I have not. As of today,
You
I
did
can only make
not?
a 300 payment.
Pardon?
As of today, I can only make a 300 payment.
Where's the rest of it?
I wasn't able to make it in time.
Pardon?
I wasn't able to make it in time.
How much is owing?
I have a total of $1,831.
Hold on a second. Bye. Bye. Pleasure. Have a good weekend. Now that she's gone, we're gonna blame her for everything. All right.
Nothing's changing.
Nothing's changed.
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $1,831.54.
I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue. I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff for that total amount inclusive of court costs that needs to be paid by the 20 writ to issue in 10 days.
Money and possession.
And a money judgment will enter in the same amount. What's the claim in this case?
So
This is the hammer drop. Judge Simpson grants judgment for possession, meaning the landlord now holds the legal right to reclaim the property unless payment comes through fast. But here's where the nuance comes in. While the ruling is firm, the tenant introduces potential outside funding from aid organizations. This is a lifeline moment, proof that sometimes courtroom outcomes hinge not on what happens inside, but on what can be secured outside. Simpson listens carefully, weighing strict enforcement against a possible solution that prevents eviction. It's a classic turning point. The law has spoken, but human circumstances might still rewrite the ending. For the audience, do you think judges should pause enforcement when funding sources are likely, but not guaranteed? Or is certainty the only safe standard? These moments show how the courtroom is less about cold statutes and more about navigating the gray zones of real life.
it's not her fault.
It's not Miss Hobbs' fault. Okay, all right.
So my landlord is definitely within its rights to want this payment paid. As of now, I have heard back from Autumn at SOS, my caseworker at DHC, and Friends in Need, that they will consider funding towards this amount if I have proof of employment. And the good news is that I have one more interview to get this job. So if we could please adjourn until this interview is done and I get my offer, I will then be able to provide them with that proof of employment and they can make the payment for me.
I see. Okay. So you got, what you're telling me in short form is that you have funding lined up that will pay this balance, this back balance?
Yes, as long as I will provide
Proof of employment.
exactly. And I'm in the process of interviewing with a company in Europe. And
A company in Europe?
yes, I know. I'm from Europe. The problem is that, there are 6 interviews. I'm on the 4th interview.
There are 6?
6. And I have proof. I have a paper for you to look at to prove that I'm not lying. It does take a little bit of time for them to schedule the interviews and then conduct them. But I'm doing great. There are 150 candidates. I'm one of the last to go through this process. And if they don't hire me, they're a loss, and I'll figure something out towards Haven of Anarchy.
I see. Okay. I like the attitude though.
You encouraged it. The first time I was here, I was trembling with exhaustion and angst, but you have been so kind and human that I feel that
I was kind.
Yes, you were.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay,
I want everybody to think I'm mean.
okay, I can do that for you. If that's what you wish, I can do that.
Thank you, ma'am, for those kind words. I do appreciate it. So when is this the next interview?
Sometime next week, Thursday or Friday. I'm waiting confirmation from them.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's say, and everybody in here is going to hope that it's all going to work out for you. You're going to get this, but let's say it doesn't. What were you planning on doing?
comic relief version would be to sell a kidney, but I'm gonna keep them both. The other one would be to sell my car.
Humor in the courtroom is rare, but here it explodes. The tenant jokes about selling a kidney to cover the debt, and Simpson actually plays along with a chuckle. On one hand, it's comic relief in a crushingly tense case. On the other, it's a heartbreaking glimpse of desperation masked with humor. This kind of gallows humor reveals the stakes. When someone's housing is on the line, the options often feel absurd. Judge Simpson shows his human side here, indulging the levity but quickly grounding it back into reality. The balance still looms around $4,100. For viewers, this is a moment to pause. Imagine being so cornered financially that selling your car or joking about your organs feels like a plausible strategy. If you were the judge, how would you balance empathy with the hard numbers? Do you laugh with the tenant or push them back to the seriousness?
Okay.
But that would be problematic because most jobs are hybrid and I need a car. But
Yeah, I know.
it's
Okay.
over my head or so I will sell the car.
All right.
But please, let's stay optimistic.
No, I am. I'm just trying to. Okay, so here's what the issue is, and the reason why I asked that is because you're at about a $4,100 balance somewhere around there, and I don't mind cajoling plaintiff to let this interview happen. I mean, you've got a plan,
I do.
right? The problem is that in 14 days, 15 days, I'm going to click in another month. And so if the interview were going to be sometime before Friday of next week, then I don't have a problem going out a week. I mean, just to make sure that, or to see where something's going. But I have a problem going to the 31st because then I'm at the end of the month. And there's not a method by which, by that 31st date, a payment can be made just to even keep this at the level it's at.
Got it.
Makes sense?
Could we please, I do not mind seeing you again next week. I should have some news by then and can let you know what happened.
Next week?
Yes, if
Okay.
you think that that's possible, and then we can take it from there.
Okay. I'm willing to do that for you.
Thank you so much.
And I don't know if it's over plaintiff's objection, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to adjourn this to May 24, 2024 at 1 p.m. Okay, we'll see you then. And we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. All right, take care. And I don't care what you say, it was still Hobbs' fault. Court calls the case, Glencoe Hills. Okay, there you are. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. All right. Where are we on this?
I actually wanted to speak with counsel just to see if we could come to an agreement or make a deal. I've been able to make a considerable amount of payment on the balance so far. It's down to
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Mr. Pick. What's his current?
Current balance, Your Honor, is $374.36.
374?
Yes, and 36 cents.
Okay, so hold on. Because you were at 2,000 something the last time I was here. So, Marcus, when are you going to be able to get the rest of this in?
But by the 27th of May.
You can get it by that time?
Yeah. And
okay. All right. Hold on. What? Go ahead. What were we going to say?
I was going to say I've also been able to pay further on it since then. It's down to 134. But yeah, by the 27th of May, I'll be able to completely pay the rest of the balance and get caught up.
Marcus, I somehow knew you would come through. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I said he's somehow
Great
or another is
questions,
gonna
great
happen.
support.
I may not want to know where you got the money, but that's all right. He said at 1 o'clock on the 31st. Two. All right. So what? You got that big old smile on his face. Marcus, what I'm gonna do is, since you got most of this paid down, I'm gonna adjourn it to the last day of the month, the 31st at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Hopefully, at that point, they'll be able to dismiss it because you're gonna have paid it by the 27th, 28th.
Yeah.
That work?
That works.
Okay. You take care. You have a good weekend, my friend.
You too. Y'all be blessed.
This case showcases exactly why housing courts feel like emotional roller coasters. We saw Judge Simpson juggle unpaid balances, late fees, broken utilities, and tenants scrambling to prove good faith with every dollar. The rulings walked a careful line enforcing legal obligations while buying time for tenants to find solutions, whether through payments, aid organizations, or sheer determination. Simpson's style stood out, sharp, witty, but also surprisingly empathetic when the human stakes were undeniable. For anyone watching, the broader implication is clear in landlord-tenant law. Documentation and persistence matter, but so does judicial discretion. These cases aren't just about contracts, they're about survival, dignity, and sometimes the difference between stability and homelessness. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.